Hello everyone, how are you all doing? This is your friend on your channel ComradeCA. Of late, I've been not posting videos regularly. Apologies for that. So I have not been very consistent on putting videos on this channel. Sincere apologies for that. So today, I'm bringing up something very interesting or a very generic question like, is UAE a tax-free country? Whether there are taxes applicable in UAE, we heard of some taxes is applicable, some new things are happening over there, but what is it exactly? But people say that generally it's a tax-free country. It's a tax haven for people who are especially working from across countries. Is it tax-free? So this is a question which I often face. ഞാൻ എപ്പോഴും ഇന്ത്യയിലേക്ക് വന്നു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ എൻ്റെ ഫ്രണ്ട്സിൻ്റെ അടുത്ത് ഉള്ള ഒരു ഡിസ്കഷൻ കൂടിയാണ്. ടാക്സ് ഫ്രീ അല്ലേ, ടാക്സ് ഒന്നും ഇല്ലല്ലോ, അപ്പം കുഴപ്പമൊന്നുമില്ല അല്ലേ, ഞങ്ങൾ എന്തെങ്കിലും അലവൻസിനെ പറ്റിയോ അല്ല എന്തെങ്കിലും കുറിച്ച് ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് അവിടെ എന്താണ്, ടാക്സ് ഒന്നും ഇല്ലല്ലോ, സുഖല്ലേ? So my reply would be, okay, that is what we are going to explore in today's video. So grab a coffee, relax, and stay tuned and watch the video till the end. So ഞങ്ങൾ ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പോകുന്നത് ഒരു 3-4 സെഗ്മെന്റിലായിരിക്കും. സോ ഫസ്റ്റ് സെഗ്മെന്റ്, ഫസ്റ്റ് സെഗ്മെന്റിൽ പറയുന്നത് ഇതൊരു മിത്താണോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു ട്രൂത്ത് ആണോ ഇഫ് UAE is tax free. So let's check it out. So in first segment what we are going to discuss, UAE used to be a tax-free country. So right now it's not tax-free. Yes, and in the end you will figure out that it is no longer a tax-free country. There are many taxes that have been applied, in the modern age, and tax is applicable. So what it used to be in the past? പണ്ട് കാലത്ത് എന്തായിരുന്നു? പണ്ട് കാലത്ത് ടാക്സ് ആപ്ലിക്കബിൾ ആയിരുന്നില്ല. എക്സെപ്റ്റ് ഓഫ് മേ ബി കസ്റ്റം ഡ്യൂട്ടി ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. അതർ ദാൻ ദാറ്റ് ദർ ഇസ് നോ ടാക്സ് ആപ്ലിക്കബിൾ. So no tax applicable. So it was a part of idea of Sheikh over here, ruler of UAE, thinking that UAE should be a global hub where the world would come and do their business. So if there is no tax, not less tax, no tax, you can survive. So thought would be coming to your mind, why didn't any other country think of it? Well, especially if you have multiple resource of earning your income, then you can think of this. So that was a gut feeling of the ruler here, that I have multiple resource, so I should bring. Other than that, I don't have any other thing. So they applied fully their resource into building this city as a world city, putting it into the global map, and then the biggest port and everything to the biggest, biggest skyscrapers, everything to the biggest scale, and it was turned into a city of gold. But later, with the depleting resources of oil especially, they started figuring out that they have to diversify beyond the economy of oil. ഓയിൽ മുന്നോട്ട് എന്താണ് വേണ്ടതെന്ന് ചിന്തിച്ചു തുടങ്ങിയപ്പോഴാണ് GDP-യിൽ 5% മാത്രമേ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നുള്ളൂ ഓയിലിന്റെ റവന്യൂ or oil revenue. So for that, rulers started to think beyond oil. So keeping up with the international standards. Why do I say international standard? If they follow an international standard, it is basically copying the West. That is with the UK, with the OECD, Council of the UK. They are following that, so that they charge taxes and stabilize the economy, that you have resource, you care about the social welfare, and be with the international standards. So that's why the tax were introduced slowly. When it is introduced slowly, how did they introduce? അതാണ് ഞങ്ങൾ സെക്കൻഡ് സെഗ്മെന്റിലേക്ക് പോകുന്നത്. So before completing our first segment, you understood that earlier during 1990s, that is the fade memory when we have people are coming from Dubai, they bringing up many things, attractive things, they have many things over here. There is no tax. as in. Okay. So yeah, the charges, duties, that and all is applicable, but there is no tax. So post that, coming to the modern age around 2017, 16, 18, during this period, there are different taxes which have been brought up during that time, but at a very low rate. So second segment, let's check up what all are the taxes that have been introduced in UAE. Firstly, let's start with VAT, value added taxes. Now, this isn't about taxation discussion over here, but still, I want to bring up that what are the type of taxes that is being introduced in UAE. So, at least if any of your folks, maybe finance or any other part, maybe for your profession journey or anything, be it anything, if you're coming to UAE for any work purpose or business or anything, you must understand that basically these all taxes are happening in UAE. Okay, so first, check one is VAT, value added taxes. Value added taxes is applied basically on goods and services. So it is applicable to all of the businesses, be it real estate, telecom, or name it, anything. 5% tax is available. So 5% is the lowest bracket of the taxes that has been applied. So when we draw a comparison with India, we can compare it later, but draw a comparison with India. India has multiple rate of taxes. No, rate of taxes bracket. It's a big bracket. Here it is kept at a very low rate. Now coming to next tax, that is excise tax, introduced in around 2017. Now 2017 introduced the tax is basically not like in India. When we think of excise, means basically manufacturing, producing something, your goods is changing its, uh, changing its character from one to different. So that is you call as manufacture. Here in UA, that is not the concept here. Here, sorry, excise tax is applied when on the harmful category of products which has been named by the excise team of UAE or FTA of UAE, that is the Federal Tax Authority of UAE, which says if you have energy drink, soft drink, or tobacco, these kind of harmful substance, so curtail the consumption of harmful substance, they have applied excise. So that is why excise tax is applicable. Moving on to next, we have custom duty. Now, custom duty was available, from age old. It's a nominal rate of 5%, which is applied during the intake of the goods to your mainland, your homeland of UAE, and 5% is applied. So, the custom duty was there. That was the third one. Fourth one would be the new, very recent corporate tax. Now, corporate tax is 9%. And corporate, as the name suggests, corporate is only for the business, that is the corporates. So 9% is the tax applied for the corporates. And when the revenue or the earning of the company is 3,75,000 AED, it crosses that, you have corporate tax, which is 9%. Now, corporate tax is also very low compared to India, and you know that is how it is in UAE. So after corporate tax, when you see it's corporate, what about the individual? There is no individual tax. There is no individual tax. There is no individual tax on salary, on dividend, on interest, nothing. Even if you sell, that means even if you sell a property, there is no capital gain. Even if you sell shares that you purchase in UAE, there is no capital gain tax. Yeah, of course, you can buy property in Dubai, and if you sell it, there is no tax on the gains. So there is no direct tax applied on the individuals. That is also a biggest truth. So the truth was UAE is no longer a tax-free country. Yes, for the corporates, taxes are applicable. What did all I name it? VAT, excise, there is corporate tax, custom duty, four kind of taxes. Now, fifth one is again a recent one and which is not applicable to all the companies. I mean, when I said corporate tax, it is applied for the UAE company as well as any foreign company set up in UAE, foreign branches basically. Tax is applicable. So the fifth one would be DMTT, the domestic minimum top up tax, which is a very new taxation, about 15%. Now, this 15% is not applicable for all company in UAE. It has certain condition where it is 7 lakh 90 million dollar. If it is crossing that turnover, then only 15% of domestic top up tax is applicable. So this is new tax is for the purpose where UAE is meeting the OECD standards, where the minimum rate of tax that you are going to pay, that is the minimum global minimum taxation in other language when we say, should be 15%. So keep UAE in mind, it's always very low tax like 5%, 9%, that is applicable. So to meet that gap, that is 15% tax, but not on all companies, which is basically the turnover that has been said, around 7,000 crore INR or something that way, roughly, for those companies in UAE, this 15% tax, top up tax is applicable. So, Alala, you now know that UAE taxation applicable on only on companies. So, if you are an individual, that means other than business chain, yes, there is no tax. Be it salary, be it capital gain, be it dividend, okay, anything, no tax on individuals. For business, the tax is applicable. So this is no longer a tax-free country. Now let's move to the next segment where we are going to discuss what? In India, let's draw a comparison. So VAT is roughly in UAE GST, and you have many rate 5, 12, 18, 12, 18, 28. All these taxes are there. It's basic again, applied to goods as well as services. In UAE also there is for goods as well as services. Custom duty was there over in UAE as well as in India also it is there. So the corporate tax is there, which is 9% in UAE, but in India it is 25%, 30%. It depends on the type of companies, but a very high rate is there. And then you have 15% is global minimum tax. Of course, you are charging this much, 25% itself. So nobody's out of that in India. So that tax is also already there. And in India, there is multiple other tax, like on dividend also there is a different tax. DDT is there. Then there is STT on the security transaction tax on the securities that is stocks that you purchase over there. And okay, we have got rid of excise. Yes, excise is not there because GST has been introduced. And any other which I have left out in Indian guys. So there is multiple taxes in India. Now you will see, why did I make a comparison at the very end? The video was only restricted to, saying the title that is Dubai or UAE a tax-free country. So why it is the lower rate and in Dubai or UAE, and why there is a higher rate in India? As well as we will discuss why the individual taxation is there and why the individual taxation in India and why the individual taxation is not there in UAE. Firstly, why lower tax? Well, as I told earlier, UAE rulers, Sheikh, thought of that, having multiple resources, they stick to a basic rule where they want all of the world to come and invest in Dubai and utilize the infrastructure of Dubai to have that business. So for that, only way was to keep the taxes low. So when we say, is Dubai tax-free country? No, it is a lower taxation tax haven where you can come and have low taxes. Okay. So, and tax is only restricted to consumption-based tax. That means whatever you consume, you pay tax. Be it goods or service, you pay tax. But if you sell out anything, Okay, any gain, any income, anything earned other than that, there is no tax. Okay, and all the taxation are restricted only for the companies, no individual taxation. So this is one of the reason having low tax for UAE. Well, for India, India is a progressive country. One of the recent reports we can see why there is personal income tax. That means the direct tax on individual. Well, our defense, and largely our taking care of the central government part of the defense and the admins and everything is largely based on the taxpayers, the large taxpayers of the country. Okay, the income tax that they pay by that, it has been facilitated using that. So India is a progressive country where we have to things control things in the aspect of having the resource that is coming out from the country. So we have this higher taxes as well. We don't have any other resource on which we are depending, like oil and all. Right now, yeah, we are importing and we are selling more to the other country. There are many other small things happening. So we need, as a 140 crore million population, we will have to rely on many other diversified ways of income. So income tax would be to stay, and it would be at a higher rate comparing with any other country. But still we have FIS, we have to facilitate, we are a balanced economy. We cannot think like like UAE does, like bring all of the business to India and do it. But we have to create a dependency, and by that we have been successful in quite a few areas, and taking the benefits out of that. So coming to the conclusion part of this video, so for India, the tax rate is high, and it is not that very business friendly, but it is promising to be business friendly in the future. Coming to that part later discussion, we can make it later. But for UAE, yes, the compliance is not that complex. It is very straightforward. The straight rates and it is making very business friendly. So that is why you can see that, be it expats or be it any business, they have been invited in UAE to set up their business, and being a very low tax rate, people or the business is drawn toward UAE to set up their business. So next time, if anybody asks you, like if Dubai or UAE is a tax-free country, say them that it is a low tax country and very business friendly country. So it's not a tax-free country. If you found this video very helpful, please do hit a like button. Also do share with your friends, be it finance or anybody who wants to have a piece of knowledge of UAE and the tax-free condition or the taxes over there in UAE. So stay tuned for the next video. Till the time, take care. Thanks a lot for watching this video.
Artlist.io